everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, the day after Thanksgiving. And I want to give thanks to the food I had. It's been a really hard last 4 years. And I splurged a little bit on a whole chicken and slow smoked it. And it was so good, I only had the chicken breasts left over. And what I'm going to do with that tonight is I did buy a case of ramen, chicken-flavored ramen. I'm going to take 2 packs of chicken-flavored ramen. I'm going to cut up the chicken breast into little cubes. I'm going to make the chicken ramen, and I'm going to add the chicken to it. So I get myself a nice hearty chicken soup for tonight, because it's kind of chilly out there. Now, it's really weird, is there's no call at all for rain. But look at this sky. And I can go outside and show you all the way around. It's like that. The whole area is dark and gray like this. And it looks like in the other direction from what I'm looking at now, it actually looks like it's raining in the mountains. Huh. Go figure. All right. So today, I've been working on my highbanker setup. Decided not to go with the aluminum. I had a regular piece of steel here. And I just have to make sure that I oil it really well. Keep it from rusting too bad. And I'll heat it and oil it so that the oil actually gets embedded into it. I might even do a blackening on it so I can blacken it so it keeps from rusting. Anyway, got this heavy 1x1 aluminum tube. Marked it in the center. I'm going to cut 2 pieces and they'll slide right over that leg. Then I'm going to pop rivet, drill a hole from the inside to the inside of this, and pop rivet it into here so that it pivots. Okay. Then on the outside here, I'm going to set it up. I'll probably weld a nut on there and put a wing nut like this on there so that I can lock it down, so I can raise it up and lower it down to get a different tilt on it. I'll have one on each side. Okay. Now, on this end here, I got this 3/4 by 3/4, and that fits a little snugger over these. So I've got that marked to cut in half also. And I'll do the same thing on the front end of this. I'm going to set it up so that these are drilled through and pop riveted from the inside. And I'll use aluminum pop rivets. But that'll allow it to swivel also so that I can adjust up and down on the front side. Now, I'll be putting another one of these lock nuts on both of those so that I can raise it or lower it and do that. Now, this is the grate that I told you I was going to use, and I'm going to figure out how to put a set of clips on there so that it just clips in on the bottom of this unit at this point down here. All right. So this is going to end up sitting up here kind of like this. Oh, let me turn it in there a little bit. Okay. So it'll be pretty good slope like that. And this will be at the end of this at the bottom. So as I throw in the shovel full of cons in here, then I'm going to have, I was checking the parts I have, I'm going to have the pipes inside. I thought I had 1/2-inch PVC around. I think it's in the garden house. I'll have to check, and if not, then I'll have to wait until I get some money so I can buy a stick of 1/2-inch. I'll probably have to anyway, because I don't think I have any good glue left to glue everything. But that'll go inside up here at the top side, and it's going to go around the inside here and almost all the way to the end. And it'll have holes in it on an angle that's going to squirt water from both directions on an angle into here. So it washes everything that's in here that I throw in here. It's going to wash it all down. The bigger rocks will just brush right off the end of this, and everything else will fall down into the sluice box right here at the flares. It'll go in there, and then it'll run down the sluice box and be sluiced out or panned out for the final check to see what I've got in there. So that's where I've gone so far with this. And I did roll over the top and beat it so that it didn't have a sharp edge on there. And I don't have to worry about this end because this is going to be the kick out end. But that's where I'll be working up there. So it's got a rollover on it. And I did a slight taper on it to the rear so that I can throw in there and everything slides down and doesn't have a tunnel in there to get stuck underneath. Oh, one other thing I did was I never liked the way they had this expanded metal in there because to me it was backwards. So in other words, the water would flow this way with this thing flipped around. The water would flow this way over the diamonds, which means that when something dropped in here, then it would have a slope pointing downhill to come out of there. So I reversed it around, so now the water comes in this way, and these are actually tilted this way, so they end up as traps. So the water hits there, the water goes over the top, and the heavies drop underneath, and they can't go anywhere. They stay in the miner's mat down there. And then of course I got my miner's moss here at the bottom. So I get a good idea. I've got some of these pop threads that I could put on this thing, and then I could use the thing on here, so I don't have to weld a nut on there. I just put the pop rivet in and then use a 1/4 20 nut with a wing nut on it. Yeah, all right. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. And then I can use a number of different types of pumps on this. And I think I'll probably end up starting with a bilge pump because it's got a lot more volume. But I'm going to try, even before I go out, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to dig down in my pond where Andy and I did some gold prospecting once before, get down to the caliche bed, and then do some scrapings off the top of the caliche bed and see if I've got any more gold in there. I'm sure there is, because we found almost 2 grams between the two of us out of there one day sitting over there. But that was a long day. A long day, but hey, a gram of gold is a little bit more expensive right now than it was back then, so that's a good thing for us. We gold prospectors. So I wish the little bird that's been around here was here so I could show it to you and see if anybody knows what kind of bird it is. It looks like a little puffin. Oh, there it is, right there. Does anybody know what kind of bird that is? He's been trying to get in the container here. He flies like that when he flies. Huh. But every time I have the door open, he comes inside of here, and it looks like he's looking for a place to nest inside of here. And then he's been inside the garage a few times too. If anybody knows what kind of bird that was, let me know in the comments below. So anyway, making some progress on my highbanker here, and can't wait to get it tried out. So that's going to be fun. Now in the highbanker, I don't have any ribs or mats or anything like that, because all the highbanker is for is to classify the diggings and whatever I've dug up. It just washes it down, gets rid of all the big rocks that are not needed, and breaks it down to a classified amount, size, So there'd be nothing larger than a half an inch in diameter that can't fit through the grate. Everything that's a half inch or larger will be brushed away. Everything, all the other stuff will go down through the sluice box, and it'll be a nice compact unit to carry around and get into by streams, or even just out in the desert, setting in one of my big slush pans with some water. I've got a 20-gallon plastic barrel with a hose connector on the bottom of it that I added. And I'll be filling that up with water and strapping it in the back of the van. There are the back doors. So I'll have water if I go out and I'm in a dry wash area. I don't have to dry wash. I can wet wash while I'm out there. Pretty cool. So at the bottom of all of this, before it actually spills onto back into the big bucket of water, I'm going to have my gold pan sitting under there, my big 16-inch gold pan. So anything that comes down here that actually gets by all of the stuff that's supposed to stop it will end up in the gold pan, and I'll pan that out later. So we're going to have some fun, people. Yes, we are. Now, for those of you who are new to this, and for those of you who have been around a while, Monday is the court date for the final accounting, and see if the probate judge accepts everything and there's no complaints or arguments from anybody. Then the lawyer that Bill's niece had, or still has, says that he looked over everything, and it looks like we'll have our money before Christmas. So that'll be nice. So I can pay off all of the credit cards that I've been running up, trying to make a life here, and get that those heavy bills. I'm paying about $900, I think it is, more per month than I get in Social Security on my credit cards because of the last 4 years, the way the economy's been, the way the expenses have gone, and the delays that these lawyers have caused for getting my inheritance. There's that little bird again. You're not afraid of the dogs. Pretty interesting. So anyway, that's what's going on. So once I get settled up and I can afford to start doing things again, I will be working on the guest cabin and getting that ready, because I'll be in a much better mood about having visitors show up here. And of course, my paid members will end up with perks like invitations to come out and spend a week or two out here when the weather is better, so they don't freeze. And even Pierre from Canada with the heat seeker bus might jump on a plane and fly out if he's got a cabin to stay in down here, and hang around for a while, and we'll go out and do some prospecting together, because things will be getting better. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, like I said, look at this. It looks like rain, and there's no indication of rain in any of the weather apps. None of them. Not a single one says anything about rain. Huh. I think I do have my personal weather station. It says there's a 1% chance every day for the next 4 days. 1%. But that looks like a rain cloud to me, doesn't it? Anyway, that's it, everybody. Let me leave you with a joke. And since Thanksgiving is gone, we're moving into Christmas time. So this is kind of a Christmas-themed joke. All right. So Rudolph the Red was walking along with his wife. And all of a sudden he stopped, and his wife says, "What's wrong, Rudolph?" And he says, "It's going to rain." And she goes, "What are you, crazy? Look at the sky. It's perfectly clear. It's perfect blue sky with the sun shining. And Rudolph says, hey, hey dear, Rudolph the red knows rain, dear. Rudolph the red knows, K-N-O-S-W-S, rain, R-A-I-N, deer, D-E-A-R. I'm going to put that in writing also on the video so that you can read it as I'm saying it. This is G Bear, thanking you for joining me and signing off.